Okay, let's go ahead and order these numbers from least to greatest. That's the topic of this video. And this would fall under the greater topic of learning about the real numbers. Okay, so those of you out there that are at the middle school or high school or just taking basic algebra, you need to understand about the real numbers. And there's a lot to know about the real numbers. I'm not going to get into everything about the real numbers in this particular video, but I do have a lot of other videos on this in my pre-algebra playlist on my YouTube channel. Okay, so you need to understand what type of numbers. For example, you need to understand or recognize that this number here we would call a rational number. This is an irrational number. So is this. We can classify this number as a whole number or integer. This would be an integer. This is also a rational number, etc., etc. 0 would also be considered an integer, a whole number. So this is part of learning about the real numbers. But in this particular video, what I want to focus on is just having you compare numbers and be able to write a set of numbers like this on a number line. Okay, so you have a good understanding of what numbers are the least and how we can order this from lowest to greatest in terms of their value on a number line. So that's the whole objective of this video. Now, if you think you could do this, go ahead and pause and just tell me in the comment section right now what is the lowest number and what is the greatest number. Okay, so hopefully somebody out there can see, oh, this is not that difficult. Go ahead and put it in the comment section because it's going to be kind of difficult to order all these. Matter of fact, you could put that in the comment section as well if you wanted to. But I'm going to get into precisely how we do this. It's not going to be a too long of a video, but I'm going to get into exactly how we order these numbers in just 1 second. But first, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is John. I'm the founder of TabletClass Math. I'm also a middle and high school math teacher. I'm going to leave a link to my math help program in the description of this video. But basically, I have 100 plus different math courses ranging from pre-algebra to pre-calculus and everything in between. So if you're at the middle school, high school, or even college level in terms of mathematics, I can help you excel in your math courses. Now, if you're taking any test that has math on it, for example, the GED, SAT, ACT, GRE, GMAT, ASVAB, Accuplacer, ALEX exam, let's see here, what did I say? Teacher certification exam, nursing school entrance exam. I can go on and on and on. All these exams have a math section on it. If you don't do well in math, you do not pass the test. I can help you prepare and pass those exams. If you homeschool, I have a very comprehensive homeschool math curriculum. And if you don't have any math notes, well, you need to start taking great notes immediately, okay? I've been teaching math for decades. This is the secret to doing outstanding in mathematics. So start taking great math notes. But in the meantime, you could use my math notes. I'm going to leave links to my math notes in the description of this video as well. So if you want to go ahead and try this problem, the way you want to do it is just draw yourself a number line. Okay, just something like this, and then just start putting these numbers in order. Okay, I will give you a bit of a clue. All right, over here to the left, numbers decrease this way. They get lower and lower and lower this direction, and they get greater and greater and greater in this direction. Okay, so if you really want to get really technical, over here is infinity. Now, infinity is the largest number you could ever get to. So this would be positive infinity over there. And over here would be negative infinity. Okay, so negative numbers are going to be over here and positive numbers are going to be over here. And in the middle will be 0. So this is a little bit of a hint to kind of get you going. And don't feel shy about using a calculator as well. If you want to use a calculator, that's fine to help you get a sense of what this number is or this number. That's perfectly fine, but you really don't need a calculator. But let me go ahead and get into this solution here right away. All right, so here we go. This is the best way to do things. Anytime you have a number line, always start with 0. That's my recommendation. We'll put 0 right here in the center, okay, just to give us a frame of reference. Now, let's just kind of define some things here. Numbers that are to the left of 0 are going to be negative numbers, okay? These are going to be negative numbers. And again, these numbers over here, they're going to decrease in value, okay? Numbers to the right of 0 are going to be positive, okay? And as numbers go this way, they're going to get larger. So for example, if I have 6 here, numbers to the right of 6, like 8, okay, are going to get larger. So 8 is greater than 6. All right, let's take an example over here just to kind of set this up a little bit better. What if I had -4? Where would -2 be? Well, -2 would be over here, right? So just so if you're not familiar with it, we're counting kind of backwards, 2, -3, etc. So numbers to the right of -4, like -2, are greater, okay? -2 is greater than -4, okay? -2 is greater than -4. Let me talk about this inequality symbol here real quick. And we'll actually just go ahead and just order all these numbers. But this is very important. So if you're confused about when you're comparing numbers, you're going to have to be able to do this, by the way, any kind of math class you're taking. Let's take a look at this inequality symbol. This is the less than symbol. Okay, so here is less than. This is greater than. Then we have greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. But let's just keep it like this. Now, not to be confused, this symbol looks like an L. Okay, like the letter L. So that's how you remember how you say this correctly, less than. But when you're comparing numbers, how do you know which number to use, this one or this one, when we're given two numbers? Well, think of this symbol as an alligator. We have little teeth here, and it's like a little alligator, and you're like, like this. That's maybe a pretty bad alligator, but you get the idea. Here, we put little feet, little claws in there, or whatever the alligators have. Alligators are always going to want to eat the bigger number, okay, the bigger number. Now, numbers are to the right of numbers on the number line, okay? So when you're making a comparison, numbers to the right of a number are going to be larger. So -4, -2, if I say put the correct symbol, inequality symbol, you're like, what is a larger number? Well, you have to think of these numbers on a number line. Oh, -2 is a larger number. So the alligator, given the choice between -4 and -2, will want to eat -2. Okay, so that's how you can kind of always remember that. So I'm just throwing these little tips and tricks out there. Listen, when I make these videos, hopefully you've been following me. If not, welcome, and hopefully you'll become a subscriber. But I really try to teach you a lot of stuff that I've seen, students confused through the years. Okay, it's the whole point of me making these math videos to try to, have you make any mistakes or answer any confusions with me and not on your math test. Okay, so let's get going and answer this. So we know, again, negative numbers are going to be over here, all right, and positive numbers are going to be over here. So we can just start right now. Let's just focus on negative numbers. We have -2, and we have this thing right here. Okay, now if you didn't know what this symbol is, this is the symbol for pi, okay, and it's approximately 3.14. So this value right here is around -3.14. So we have -3.14 and -2. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me go and erase these things here so we don't confuse the situation. We'll leave 0 right there. So our first number, the lowest number, is going to be -pi. I'll put that guy right here. There's -pi, and then we could plug in -2. And -2 is greater than -pi. Okay, so on a number line, we're going to go -2. This would be -3, then -3.14. This would be -4, etc. So again, if you're not familiar with the real number line and and just the basics of real numbers, I have additional videos on this in my pre-algebra playlist on my YouTube channel, or you could just sign up for my pre-algebra course and master all this in one shot. All right, so there we go. We have our lowest number, by the way, or least number is -pi. So I think I asked what was the least number and the greatest number. If he said -pi is the least number, very good. Okay, so we got -pi, then -2. Then what comes next? Well, we have 0. Okay, so 0 is kind of that line of demarcation. There it is right there. So we have 3 of these numbers. So what would come next? Well, we need to get a sense of what the square root of 2 is. So you can go into your calculator. Square root of 2, I believe, is around 1.41. I don't have my calculator handy. It's somewhere around there. It's definitely over 1. Okay, so we have this number. We have 5. Okay, there's 5. And we need to kind of get a sense of these other numbers, and then we'll just kind of plot these down. So 12 over 5, all right, what is that? Well, you could just go in and do some basic hand arithmetic or go into your calculator. 5 goes into 12 how many times? Well, 2, right? So 2 times 5 is 10. So remainder of 2, or 2/5. So this is going to be 2 and 2/5 right there, okay? So when you see a fraction, like as a improper fraction, just turn it into a mixed fraction. Or you can just go into your calculator and get a decimal as well. That's perfectly fine. I just want you to be able to get a sense of which number is larger, which number is lower. Okay, now sometimes you won't be able to use a calculator, but you could just get an estimate here. So we have 2 and 2/5, 1.41 roughly. This is 5, and then 0.1. Okay, well, 0.1 is the same thing as 1/10. It's 1 over 10. Now, where is that? Okay, well, let's just go down here real quick. If I have 0 and I have 1, okay, 1/10 is like right here, okay? 5/10 is 1/2, all right? And then 10/10 is what? 10 divided by 10 is 1. So 1/10 is really small right down there next to 0, okay? So now that we know that, we can go ahead and just finish this little exercise up. So what's going to be the next value here, all right? Well, it's going to be 1/10. So we'll put that right here, or 0.1 actually. And then let's see, that takes care of that. What would be the next number? Well, it looks like 1.41. So the square root of 2 we could put like right here. Okay, so that's the next largest number. So we're going to the right, and that leaves us with this 2 and 2/5 or 12/5. You want to use the original numbers. So we'll put that right here, 12/5. And then finally, that leaves us with 5 way over here. Okay, so that's basically it. Again, this is just, reviewing some basic concepts of the real number system. Okay, real number systems. Extremely important that you understand the real number systems. Not only, comparing values, but knowing the names of these. And there's some additional things, a lot of little other details that you need to know about the real numbers. Nothing that you can't learn, but, stuff that you do need to know. Okay, and hopefully this little video helped you out. And if you got this right, by the way, I would be remiss not to give you your happy face with the good old 1985 Mohawk. Okay, that was such a cool haircut. I just don't see Mohawks around any day anymore. Maybe I don't get out enough, but that was a great haircut. Now, for me, in my 50s, my hair is kind of thinning out. I can't really wear a mohawk anymore. So you got to take advantage when you're young. Wear your hair, keep up with what's going on. Have fun, because when you get older, it gets harder and harder. But anyways, with that being said, hopefully you'll go ahead and smash that like button if you had some sort of value out of watching this video. And you're like, yeah, I learned something. That's excellent. Now, if you're new to my YouTube channel, hopefully you'll consider subscribing. I've been on YouTube for 10 plus years, have over 1,000 plus math videos, basic to advanced mathematics. So my job, my passion is to try to teach math in a clear and understandable way. So I'm going to be teaching, I have a ton of content on my channel right now, but I'm going to be teaching, as time goes on. I basically post videos nearly every day, certainly every week. Okay, so I try to spread it out between basic math, algebra, geometry, pre-calculus, and even calculus. Okay, so if you're in any of those math levels, I could help you out. But my best math help will always be within my math help program. Okay, so with that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your mathematics adventures. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.